Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. As you can see from today's title, we'll be doing another makeup decluttering video. You guys have been loving these, especially on my Instagram. If you're not following me on my Instagram, please head over there. It should be in the start of the video. I created a new little like intro. However, I wanted music, but then I couldn't find anything copyright free. And like, I know a lot of people use people's tunes and they don't really comment in the bio about them, so I'm just like, what do I do to stop myself from getting copyrighted? Please let me know in the bio, in the comment section. Today we're going to be decluttering, as you can see from the title, my bronzers. I was going to do, I keep interrupting myself, I was going to do my highlighters, bronzers, blushes and contour. However, I feel like it would be too long for a video, so I'm going to split them up into two separate videos. I'm going to do my bronzers, blushes and like contours in one video, and then my highlighters in another video. So I've previously already done my foundations. I have already done my eyeshadow palettes. I will be doing my concealers and primers another day, which should be in the next couple of videos, but today's video is strictly going to be bronzers, contours and blushes. So this right here is my heavily filled bronzer blush drawer. I do think I still have a few bronzers in that in here in this one, so I will try and see if I can declutter them as well as I go through. And this is my highlighter drawer, this is my bronzer drawer. It's one of the big Alex drawers, so this is filled to the bottom. We're going to go through all of these. If there are ones I have not touched yet, like for example like these ones, and I don't want them, which I'll probably look at in a minute, I will put these in giveaways, just so, because obviously they're untouched, they're great for you guys. You guys will probably really enjoy them. Excuse my really dry hands right now. I'm going to cream them. It's just because of this whole virus thing. I've been washing them excessively, more than what I usually do. So yeah, this is my drawer, which we are going to hopefully bring down half. Okay, so I have here all of my bronzers and blushes. So I'm just going to do this in random order. I'm not going to separate the blushes from the bronzers and the contours and whatnot. I have this box here, which will be my declutter box, which weirdly has a eyebrow brush lid and a filer, so that can go. One we have here is the Bella Pierre Contour and Highlight Pro palette. This is the palette right here. This palette, I'm going to keep the palette just for now. I'm going to put it near the front so I can use it as often as possible, so that is a keeper. Anastasia Beverly Hills. My mum actually bought this for me for Christmas. You can see this is heavily used. I really love this palette. It's such a great palette, and mine is in the colour medium to tan. I need to use this more, so I'm going to use this as much as possible. So yeah, this is going at the front. Another Bella Pierre product, which is their blush palette. This is gorgeous. This is very similar, or I would say similar if I can find it. If you want like a dupe, something that's a little bit cheaper, the Nip and Fab blushes tend to be very similar, if not the same. I love Bella Pierre blushes. This is probably my favourite blush palette out of everything that I have. The blush tones are just absolutely gorgeous. I love this shade in particular. So yeah, this one is in, I think there's only one shade of blush. Yeah, this is just, I think this is a one tone palette. So yeah, I am definitely keeping this one. Two Nip and Fab contour palettes now. I think these are in the same colour. No, one's in light and one's in medium. I will be getting rid of the light just because I don't use, I think I have used this one. No, this one, is it open? Have I used this? Yeah, I have used this. This didn't show up on my skin, so I will be getting rid of this one. I will be keeping this one, just because I like the tones in this one as well. I think this is a highlighter shade, but it's just a quite an off grey shade, so I won't be I won't be using that one, but I'll be keeping the palette. This Pixie blush right here. This is the From Head to Toe Glowy Powder. My hands are so dry, please ignore them. Let me go and cream them. I haven't opened this yet. I'm not going to. I'm going to be giving this away to a friend, so that is going. So next we have here, which is the Buxom Wanderlust blush, which I really like. This is the blush right here, as you can see. I will definitely be keeping this one. I really am a big fan of it, so this one I am definitely keeping. Yeah, so we then have this blush right here, which is the Pixie by Petra blush, which I am a huge fan of. This is the On The Glow stick, which is a great little, this is a great stick. It's a little bit dark for me, however I just still use it anyway, so I am definitely keeping this one. And we have this right here, which is the Mimi At First blush. If I open this up, this is in Fever. I'm not actually a fan of this formula. The formula isn't my favourite. The formula of this isn't is not my favourite, so I will be getting rid of this one. It is a nice tone, however the formula on my skin isn't my favourite. Next I have this guy right here, which is the Patricia Bright Summer Sunshine palette, which I know I did a review on. I told you guys that I did not like the packaging of this at all, but this is the palette as you can see right here. These are the shades in the palette that we have. I like it. I like the blush shade and I like the contour shade. I tend to use this palette only for my eyeshadow looks, and when I do like a one eyeshadow look, I just like to bronze up and blush. I don't use the highlighter because the highlighter isn't my thing, but to be honest, am I going to use this on a daily basis? No, so I am going to be getting rid of this. I know a lot of people be like, oh, but why? I'm not going to keep stuff in my kit that I'm just not going to use on a daily basis. I want to make sure I'm keeping stuff that I know I'm going to use constantly and it's getting its worthwhile. This is probably not. This is going to stay in my kit at the back of my drawer, cluttering up space, so I am sadly going to get rid of this one. Here is the NARS Orgasm Blush. I have two of these, I believe, one in a mini and one in the full size, which is this one right here. I am a huge fan of this blush. I'm definitely keeping this one. This one is the one that I'm keeping. That is Orgasm X, and if I show you normal Orgasm, so these are, I think, the same size of product. So this is Orgasm and this is Orgasm X. I prefer Orgasm X. Orgasm X just adds that extra, so you know, for me, Orgasm normally just adds a little bit of shine and a little tint of pink to my look. However, Orgasm X is just that really intense, not intense, but a really gorgeous pink tone blush. Like sometimes I feel like this is more of a highlighter and this is not so much a highlighter, but this one is gorgeous. So we have this guy right here, which is the Florma body bronzer. This is amazing. This is one of my favorites. This will just not run out on me, I don't think, for a long time. Can you see where I've got my camera right now? It's hilarious. But yeah, this bronzer is beautiful. It has a gorgeous tone. It's slightly pale for me, but it's sort of on my everyday looks. This really warms up my face. I love it. This is definitely something that has lasted me for a long time, so I will definitely be keeping this one. And I think this is super affordable as well. You can get this in Primark if you are in the UK. Crime blushes, I have 3 of them right here, as you guys can probably see. So we have here the shade Zip, we have the shade Download, and we have the shade Cyber. I don't know how to use these as of yet. If you guys have tried these, please let me know. You can see they're like, this one has slightly been touched, but I just don't know how to use this. So this one I will be sadly getting rid of. I just don't know how to use them at all. If I had these untouched, that looks cute. I might keep this one. This one's in the shade Cyber. This one looks like a sort of like a highlighter shade, so I might keep that for my non-makeup days. I'll keep this one, but I just don't know how to use them. And then we have here the shade Download, which to me just looks like a concealer shade. I don't really know how this would be too much of a blush, but it is cute at the same time, but I will be getting rid of this one. And here I have the Iconic London Sheer Blushes. I love these. Absolutely love them. They are great for your no makeup days. They're not too heavily pigmented. Sometimes people don't like an over blush, but I do sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping all of these. I have the shades Fresh Faced, Fearless Blush, Rose Riot, and a Cheeky Coral. I think I have 1 or 2 other shades in another drawer, and I do have these doubles because I did work with Iconic London recently, so thank you for that. But I will be keeping all of these, and the other ones that I have in doubles of, I will be putting in a giveaway for you guys. I have this palette here by Sleek. So this here is the Face Form palette. Now if I could just get this, Sleek, if you're watching, you're probably not. Now this right here is a bronzer, highlight and blush palette. Now I only use this palette for this gorgeous blush right here. I don't know if you guys can see properly. This gorgeous blush is like a really corally orange. I love it. I don't use these shades because, as you can tell, they're really pale for me, but I will be keeping this just for this shade. Like, I don't know if they have this in this individual shade, but Sleek blushes tend to be one of my favourite blushes as well. Like, for terms of Drugstore, Sleek are definitely my favourites. Another one in the drawer, but this one here is another Sleek blush that I love. This is in the shade Life's a Peach. This is another one that I'm a huge fan of. Again, another blush that I absolutely adore. This is more of a matte one. This is sort of the matte to the shimmery version in this palette, but yeah, keeping this one. We have these 2 contour sticks right here. Now, I did not know the reason for these when I first had them. This completely scared me. These are the Illamasqua Gel Sculpt what would you call them, like sticks. So they are these colours right here. They are like this really dark colour, but they're like water based, so as soon as you swatch them they sort of change to the colour that they're meant to be. So they're supposed to change into these two colours right here for bronzing. I'm not going to keep these. These don't really show up on my skin. I have used them, so I can't really give them away, but yeah, these do not show up on my skin whatsoever. I have tried. I think once I tried to apply them on top of foundation and they just separated everywhere. This is probably my least favourite product from Illamasqua. I love Illamasqua. They're one of my favourite like brands, like my luxury brands, and I have worked with them before and they are amazing, but yeah, these are just one of the products that just have not worked for me. Next here we have this contour palette by Profusion. This is the Contour 2 palette. This palette I love. I really love. This highlighter shade is absolutely gorgeous. This would be a gorgeous shimmer shade. I like this palette, however, again, it's similar to the Patricia Bright palette. I just don't gravitate towards it enough. So I will be just getting rid of this. I'll probably just end up giving this to my mum, just because one, it's in a state to give away, and two, it's just, I don't gravitate towards it enough. So I will be sadly getting rid of this one. Next we have these 3 blushes by Bare Minerals. So we have here the Pink Sky one, which I'm going to be keeping. I've got the Coral Cloud, which again I'll be keeping, and I have this one, which is I'm actually going to use, I think, as a bronzing shade. I could probably use this on my like days where I just want to apply a little bit of bronze, but in a blush fashion onto my face. I will be keeping all 3 of these. These are absolutely stunning. I have this Laura Mercier blush. Now this is probably one of my favourite blushes ever. This is in the shade Peach. This is stunning, absolutely stunning. I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. No more words to say. Probably my favourite blush, one of my favourite blushes, so yeah, definitely keeping this one. I have here these 2 sticks by Colourpop. So these are the blush sticks. I think this is a highlighter stick. This blush stick, I don't really like the whole idea of blush sticks. They just don't work for me. I think stick products tend to be quite hit or miss. Now this is a really gorgeous blush, but I haven't touched it since I've like purchased it, so I will be getting rid of these. Another Colourpop product which I am a huge fan of, this is the Colourpop Count Me In Super Shock Cheek matte blush. This is a really nice tone blush. It's a bit more mute, so it's not too vibrant. It's very just skin like. So on my fresh skin days where I just want to add a little bit of colour and pop to my face, and I just put this on. You can see it's not really too much of a blush to my skin tone. It's very much not. So yeah, this is one that I would recommend to those that don't like to wear blush but want to try out something that's just very minimal. So yeah. Now here we have 2 Revolution bronzers. I do not need 2 Revolution bronzers. I feel as if these are the same product, just in 2 different packaging, to be honest with you. So this here is the matte bronzer in Warm, and this here is the face powder, which is in the shade P13. They're the exact same shade. I will be keeping this one. I'm going to get rid of this. I think this retails for like £3. I think they both do. I do feel this is just basically the same product, just in different packaging, to be honest. So this has 15 grams of product and this has 12 grams of product, and they're the same price. I will just be keeping this one. I'm sorry if you can hear the drilling upstairs. We'll be keeping this one. These 2 Smashbox contour palettes. So we have here the Cali contour palette, which is in the shade Medium Dark, which is this one right here. Gorgeous palette. We'll be keeping this one. And then we have this one. I don't know which one's new. This is the Cali Contour Shape Bronze Glow palette. I think these are slightly different, or they're the same. I think these might be in 2 different shades. I'm not completely sure, to be honest. I think these must be in 2 different tones. So I think this one's the darker one and this one's the lighter one. I will be keeping both just because I like both of them, but I'll probably gravitate towards this one more than this one, just because this one's a little bit lighter than this one. I have this Glow bronzer by MUA. This is a gorgeous bronzer. I think this is really affordable as well. I think this is between £3 to £5. I like to swirl it in all of them just to get that glow. You can just use these 3, to be honest, if you want that really warmth, or if you want a cooler side you can go for this one, more contoury, but I like to swirl in all of them. I will definitely be keeping this one. I have here the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Now I think they have multiple shades in this, and this is the wrong shade for me. This smells amazing. I get the hype of this, however it's not what I wanted it to be. It's not how I thought it would. Everyone's hyping it up to me, just because I think I got the wrong shade. I think you guys can tell this is just probably not going to come up on me, so I will be getting rid of this one. With the Physicians Formula blush, this again is just does not show up on my skin tone, so I will sadly be getting rid of this one. I like the formula, it's really creamy and whatnot, but yeah, Nude Silk, if you are anywhere near an NC25 and you want to get the blush, please do not get Nude Silk because it does not show up on my skin tone. Of course, we have this Fenty bronzer. Now, for those that are asking, I like to use the shade Shady Biz. This is, as you can see, well loved. I love this bronzer. It is slightly a bit light for me, however, it just adds that general bronzer I want. If I was to, I normally wear this when I'm wearing contour as well, just so that I can just add a little bit of warmth rather than just having a harsh, cool contour line. So yeah, probably one of my favourite bronzers. Sue by Suzanne Jackson Complete Contour Kit. Now, I bought this myself. I bought this from Depop. As you can see, this is heavily loved. This is a gorgeous contour shade, however, I can just tell it's gone off. These are powders which are really, really nice. This cream's really, really nice. I love, love, love this palette. However, it has way gone past its expiry date. I think you guys can even see it's just gone past its expiry date. So yeah, this one has a lifespan of 12 months. I've had this about 3 years now, or how long. I think I've had it since it came out. I'm not too sure, but yeah, gotta get rid of this one. Nearly there, people. So I have here the Diego Dalla Palma Red Carpet Face and Eyes palette. Now this, I like this palette. I feel it's really, really nice palette. However, the packaging's gorgeous. I use this in a what's like new. I just don't gravitate towards it enough. I do not touch this enough. So what I am going to do is I'm going to give this lovely palette to my mum. I think she would probably make use of this palette a little bit more than what I would. It's a really, really nice. That just keeps falling off. I'm just going to leave it. This keeps falling off. This is just a palette that I don't use enough. As you can see, the colour story is gorgeous. But yeah, definitely going to my mum. This guy, you guys see me use this all the time. I think this is one of Revolution's best products in terms of face products. This is the Precious Stones Ruby Crush. It's supposed to be a highlighter palette, but it's more a blush palette for me. You can obviously probably use it for highlighter, but I like that intense highlighter look. This shade right here looks really dark, but it's not. It comes with this beautiful blush. It's stunning. And these two as well. These two could probably be highlighters, even though they're more pink in real life than they are on camera. So yeah, we'll definitely be keeping this one. Gorgeous packaging. I think this is around £8, something like that. So it's really affordable. Definitely would recommend if you're looking to get a blush. Sleek contour palettes. I think one's lighter than the other. So one's in medium and one's in light. So this is the medium one, which has been well loved. I think Sleek Contour Palette, I think around 2016 was a hit. I think that was before I started doing makeup, but this was a hit. Now I have this one right here which is in light, but it just is not, it's too light for me, so I'm sadly gonna have to get rid of this one. This one has been touched, so I can't really give it to someone else. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this just until I can finish this bottom row down here, but this is a well loved contour palette. Then we have this gorgeous one right here, which is the NARS Atomic Blonde Eyes and Cheek palette. I think this palette is not loved enough. I like that it has a blonde bronzer, a highlighter and some eyeshadows. Stunning palette, absolutely stunning. I don't know if you guys can see. I think this is around £40, something like that. It's definitely worth it because you get full size bronzer, full size highlighter, 4 eyeshadow shades. These eyeshadow shades are incredible. I've used them on my Instagram, so if you want to check them out, please do on my Instagram. It is insane. So yeah, love, love, love this palette. We then have here something from Gerard Cosmetics. This is a really cute palette. I think this is a Sunset and Vine bronzer palette, I think. I'm not too sure. So this, oh yeah, so it is. So this is a bronzer and highlighter palette. Probably won't keep this because I haven't touched it yet and I don't think I am likely to. I just wanted to say, if you're into eyeshadow palettes, Gerard Cosmetics has just come out with their own eyeshadow base and it's absolutely insane. Definitely recommend it. So this one is going to go into a giveaway. Next we have the sort of going on to the cream contours now. So we have here the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. This is I do not like this concealer as a concealer. I like this as a contour bronzer. So I'm going to be keeping this one just so I can use for like my contouring shades. I don't know if you guys can tell the shade here. It looks quite fair, but it's not. It's really dark. bronzer right here, which is the Hoola Caramel. Now the normal Hoola bronzer, it does not show up on my skin. I don't know why. It's darker than my skin tone. It's a bronze shade for me, but it does not show up on my skin. So instead, what did I pick out? I picked out the Hoola Caramel, and this one fits me great. So, and it actually shows up on my skin quite harshly actually. So yeah, I am a fan of this one. We have Cargo or Sea Cargo, I don't know how this is pronounced, powder blush in Laguna. This is a great blush, but sadly I think it's one of those blushes that I just don't touch. Like, look at that. It is stunning. I just don't touch this enough. I want to look at the brand Cargo because I haven't heard too much about them. Seem to be pretty decent on their Instagram. I'm probably not going to keep this just because I just don't touch it. I think I might use this once maybe or twice. I have this Colourpop one right here, which is the Sailor Moon Colourpop blush. I love this. I love the packaging. Such a cute little blush right here. You guys saw me use this in my Sailor Moon try on or like review video. So yeah, I'm going to be keeping this one. This is the From the Moon one. I have this guy here, which is the Collection Bronze Glow. This was really, really affordable. This is in the shade 1 Terracotta. I think this is one of my favourite drugstore bronzers. This is such a great bronzer. As you can see, I have Hit Pan. I am going to get rid of this just because I just don't use it anymore. I know it's really affordable, so I am hopefully able to pick up another one if I am in need of it. But again, this is one that I loved before, but I love now. However, I just don't use it enough, so it has no place in my kit. Have this guy right here is from Revolution. This is another one of their bronzers. This is the bronzer Reloaded Take a Vacation at bronzer. I think this is between £3 to £5. As you can see, it's well loved. Yeah, I have quite a few Revolution bronzers. I have a new one coming, their new range, the CC creams and whatnot. I did purchase them, so they are coming in the post, but because of this corona stuff that's going on, it has like delayed. So I will be reviewing those, but I am going to get rid of this one. I have an MUA bronzer. You guys can see I tend to like my drugstore bronzers. This is the bronzed matte bronzing powder in the shade Solar 120. I'm going to keep this one. I think I only have this in this shade. I'm sure I had a few others. I'm just going to keep this for my eyeshadow looks. I wanted at least one bronzer that I could keep for my eyeshadow looks just because I can just get through it quickly instead of having to use a £40 bronzer to then take off 10 minutes later just because I filmed. Yeah, I'll just keep this one. Then have this guy right here, which is probably one of my OG favourites. One of those palettes that I know if I can go back to, I will love. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Peachy Love. I'm obsessed. Like, I think all of you guys need to get this palette. It's just a gorgeous tones of like corally pink. If you like that and you're like me and you like corally pinks, then this is great. So I will be keeping this one. I also have it in these two shades right here. So we have here Cocktail Party and Pink Passion. So this is Pink Passion, which I haven't touched yet, and this here is Cocktail Party, which are two palettes that I have not touched yet. They're just not my sort of tones, but I'm keeping them because I'm on her PR list and I'm grateful for them just in case I get clients. But yeah, we have here all the Huda Tantors. So I have these in all of the shades. I did have the fairest shade, which I did pass on to a friend because I knew that wasn't going to fit me. So we have here in Rich, which I haven't opened yet, which I'm going to be putting in a giveaway probably just because this doesn't fit my shade. Medium is a shade that I'll be keeping just because I heavily love medium. And I think the shade Light is also another favourite of mine, which I'll be keeping. This is nearly Hit Pan. I absolutely love these. These are amazing. Probably one of the best contour things out there in terms of like cream contour to powder. They're so easy to just slot into your kit. So yeah, and then obviously I have it in the shade Tan as well, which I do not touch because they just are too dark for me. I have this guy right here, which is the Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Warmth. This is the Endless Summer bronzer. I like this. This is a little bit more cool toned rather than warm tone, but I do like it. I'm going to keep it just because I like this one, and I'm slowly becoming a huge fan of Bare Minerals. I have these guys right here, which are my Juvia's Place sticks. Of course, oh, this one's gone ahead and broken itself. Of course I'm going to be keeping these. These are absolutely insane. Everyone and their mum needs these, so we'll be keeping all of them. I have these sticks by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I usually use the shade Every Day. I think it's Almond. No, not Almond. I think it's Walnut. yeah, I tend to use the shade Walnut quite often. It's a gorgeous contour shade. Sorry if you can hear the banging from upstairs, it's my neighbours. But yeah, I love this shade. Definitely keeping this one. I'm not too sure on the others. I'm not too sure how these would work on me, to be honest. I might keep all of them just because I just feel like these might come in handy in the future. We have the Fenty contour stick, the match stick in the shade Mocha, I think this is. Again, a beautiful contour stick that I'm definitely just going to be keeping. It's one of those ones that I just want to use up until it's finished. There's so much product left. So yeah, we'll be definitely keeping this one. A Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. This is the Cappuccino bronzer. It is slightly dark for me. However, I can make it work because I just use the teeny tiniest amount because this is so pigmented. So yeah, again, we'll be keeping this one. For those that are referencing, I use the shade Cappuccino. This blush right here by Illamasqua. This is their Dare Beyond powder. This is slightly dark for me, however this gives a gorgeous highlighter shade. It's not too pink. I think you guys can see it's not too pink. It sort of has that rose goldy effect. I really like this. I will be keeping this one. Again, like I said to you, Illamasqua is such a beautiful brand. A huge fan of them and their packaging. In the shade Medium. I love these shades. I had this palette for ages because this was gifted to me in the PR kit. However, I just completely forgot to start using it. Don't ask me why. What do I use this for? Is that blush or is that like a colour corrector? I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely keeping this one, obviously. We have this big guy right here, which is the Blank Canvas Cosmetics palette. I think this is a contour palette. I have not touched this. This is so huge. This would be great if you're a kit person or whatnot. I'm not going to keep this. I know I just won't touch it. It's been at the back of my drawer for months now. And yeah. I have this palette right here, which is the Dominic Paul Contour Enhancing Your Natural Beauty palette. This is the palette right here. Now I also have an extra highlighter shade which then slips into one of these. So I will be keeping both these. This is a really nice palette, really nice palette. I think Dominic Paul's a new brand or newish brand. Love the brand. I like this palette. I like how they've come out with this palette. I would love to see, obviously these are one of these palettes that you can just take out and buy little like exchanges for. I'd love to see some really deep shades for darker skinned women. But yeah, I love the tone of this palette. We of course have my MAC bronzer. I think this is one of the only MAC products that I have in my kit. This has been broken so many times that you guys can see. This is the Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish Bronzer. I'm going to keep this just so I can use it up and finish it because it is one of my favourites. Gorgeous bronzer, but I have had this a long time. Mentioned at the start the Nip and Fab blush palette. This is such a beautiful blush palette. I think I have another blush palette in my drawers somewhere, so I will grab out the other stuff in a minute just because I've just gone through my original drawer now. Gorgeous palette, very gorgeous. Would definitely recommend if you're into your blushes. So yeah, this Luxe Tan Mini Sol Me Up bronzer. I think this is too fair for me. I think I remember when I used it, this was a gorgeous finish, but very fair for me. This might fit my mum, so I am going to be, if this was any lighter, this could come off as a setting powder for me, so I'm sadly going to have to get rid of this one. We have this bad boy, which is stunning. This is the Iconic London Luminous powder. This is so gorgeous. I absolutely love this. Definitely like a product that everyone and their mum needs. If you love that glowy bronzer look, you can use these shades for highlighters, these shades for bronzing. Love it. A massive fan, which I will be keeping, is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in the shade What Shady Beaches. Beautiful bronzer shade. Doesn't smell of anything. I would have loved if this had smelled of something, but yeah, beautiful shade. I got this off of Beauty Bay, so you can definitely pick this up, and I think this was really affordable as well. I have the Flormar contour stick, which not a lot of people talk about this brand. This is, obviously, I showed you the bronzer earlier, but yeah, this is the contour stick version. We'll be keeping this. Need to use this more because it is a really nice contour stick. I think their blush stick and their highlighter stick is nice as well, but I probably won't keep them when I show you my video just because they're not my favourite I don't really like highlighter sticks, I prefer contour sticks. I have the Nudies and the Nude Stick Nudies tinted blur stick in the shade Deep 9, which obviously you can use as contours. I probably use this contour on my like no makeup days, just to add a little bit of warmth. These sort of blend in to sort of be very tinted, so please don't get it fixed that you're not going to get high coverage, you're going to get a very sheer coverage from these. But yeah, these are nice. I like to have my very full coverage contour sticks, such as like for example the Fenty one, or we have the Juvia's Place, or we have just general cream contour like the Huda Beauty. But if you want a very sheer one, then this one's great. This guy right here, which is the MUA Blushed Liquid Cream Blush in Watermelon. This is a really, really nice blush. It's very similar to the iconic London ones, but obviously more affordable. This comes off really, really nice on the skin. It blends out quite pigmented as well, so if you like that pigmented type of blush, then this is a great one. I think this brand is probably the only brand that I want to be on the PR list in the future. I'm dreaming of it. Like yeah, so this is the Morphe Debutante Debutante bronzer. This is the mini version. A beautiful bronzer, really beautiful bronzer. I think this is really affordable. I think this was around £7, so I did grab this one. This is the mini version, but yeah, love this one. And MUA blushes. I will be keeping the MUA one. I prefer this one over this one's really, really nice. However, I don't know, like, do I need that many blushes in my kit? Probably not. So I will probably, actually I don't know now. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to get rid of this one. I just don't need it. Yeah, so out of the two, I'm probably going to keep this one. I like this one, I use this quite often, but I prefer this one, I think. So yeah, and I probably do have another one of these somewhere, so yeah. Party All Night Foundation and a cream stick. I like this. These are preferably better as contour sticks rather than foundation sticks. I love it as a foundation, but it just adds that extra zhuzh when it's a contour stick. So yeah, this Kiko one I'll be keeping. Diego Dalla Palma blush. How beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? It's such a gorgeous, love the packaging. Packaging is stunning. Definitely got to keep this, even if it's just as a little like souvenir. It's so pretty. Down to the last 5 items right here. So we have here the Nudies Sweet Peach Peony blush. You can see mine has literally like deteriorated in front of me. I like this one. Obviously I'm going to be keeping it for my no makeup days, and it comes with a cute brush which I need to use, like I'm still yet to use. I think these come out. Do these come out at all? Yeah, they do. Oh, okay, they do. Okay. And have the Milani Baked Bronzer. This one is a gorgeous, this one's in Soleil. This doesn't show up too much on my skin, to be honest. It is a really, really nice one. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it though. I probably will not be keeping. I've had this for way too long now. This is the NYX matte bronzer in the shade medium. Again, I saw this from Anushka, I think it was years ago when she was using this. This is broken, so yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of this one. BH Cosmetics Brilliance bronzer in Cocoa Cutie, which I'll probably be getting rid of as well. This one's nearly hit pan and I've had it for way too long, and I know this has been at the back of my drawer for ages, so I won't be keeping. This Moulac blush palette, I have just got eyeshadow all over it. I like that effect though, it's quite cute. This is the blush palette. This is one of those that you can just put your like magnetic palettes in. I'd prefer this to be an all-in-one, so like I could probably fit a few other things in there, but yeah, I'll keep this one because I like these shades. I'm not too sure what I'd use this shade as, to be honest, but I like these two blushes. So lastly, I did actually forget to mention this one. This is the Nip and Fab Basic Beach Blusher Palette. This is stunning also. I think this is another underrated blush palette. I think this just looks really cute. I think these are quite expensive. I think these are between £10 to £20. So is it worth it? Probably not, but I like the shades in here. I think it's just a little bit too expensive, to be honest, especially for drugstore, but I like the packaging. It's cute vibes. So yeah, here we have my keep pile, which looks quite big. It is. I didn't throw away like too much, but I think we threw away the amount that I know that I'm going to be using all of these. And then here we have my non-keep pile, which actually I am so proud of that we actually got rid of quite a few things, just because I know I'm not going to be using these. I'm generally not going to be using them, so I'm quite proud of myself that I got rid of a lot, but not too much. So yeah, now what we're going to do is I'm going to put them all away. Hopefully they'll all fit into the drawer and we shall be good. Okay, so in the drawer, this is what the drawer is looking like. So I have all of my palettes. I thought originally my palettes used to be round the back, which meant that I never really gravitated towards them. So I have all my creams and my contours and my blushes here. I just wanted to make sure that I have all that room now, so that I got rid of as much as possible, so then now I can put in more stuff, because I have boxes loads of stuff that I have to unload. So I just wanted to declutter stuff that I knew I wasn't going to touch again, so then I could put new stuff in. So this is how it's looking so far. I wanted to make sure I've just had the right amount for me, especially for my work, because I'm doing makeup looks each day. I didn't want to have too much and I didn't want to have too little, where I was just using the same products too much, where you guys were getting annoyed with me, or you guys wanted to see a little switch up. So I have my bronzers, and then on this side I have my blushes, I have my creams, and then I have my palettes. So yeah, this is basically my drawer done. Next we're going to go on to this one in another video. I even have a pair of lashes in here. This is how you know my life needs sorting. So next we're going to move on to highlighter palettes in the next video. So yeah, so that was basically everything for this one. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I decluttered the right amount for me personally. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a massive thumbs up. Let me know if you have any other creative ideas for me to do. Now that it's quarantine, obviously I have loads of more time to film. I was going to be doing uploads 3 times a week. Sometimes I might do, but I think I might just keep it to 2, just so it's a bit easier. And I think if I put stress on myself to do 3, I will then stop myself from filming, so it means I won't even give you 1 video. Pardon me. So if I bring out like 2 a week, I'll be happy to do that. So I'm probably going to upload Tuesdays and Fridays. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a massive thumbs up, follow my Instagram, and I shall see you in my next one.